If you love Reese's peanut butter cups, you're going to love this recipe today. Today I'm making chocolate-covered peanut butter balls. Now this is a tradition in our house. I make them every Christmas because they're just so delicious. So I'm going to show you how to make the peanut butter ball mixture, how to roll it up with our hands, and then we're going to dip it into some either milk chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate, depending on your preference. So the equipment we're going to need for this recipe is a double boiler, just like this. 2 parts. We'll put our chocolate chips in here with our shortening, and then we will simmer it slowly and it will never burn. So we got to have one of these. Obviously you're going to need a mixer, either a hand mixer or I use my KitchenAid, so you'll need one of those. And we're going to want to have probably a couple of trays with wax paper lined so that the chocolate doesn't stick. The ingredients we're going to need for our peanut butter balls is Skippy peanut butter. I've got 1.5 cups here, and I recommend that you use Skippy. I've tried using natural organic peanut butter and it just doesn't work as well. Natural peanut butter tends to want to separate, and that's not really good for peanut butter balls. So use Skippy or something equivalent to that. We're going to need 1/2 cup of butter. Use the real stuff. I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, use the real stuff there. And the last ingredient we're going to need for this part is I have 3 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cream our peanut butter and our butter together. But before we do that, I want to mention about softening your butter. You want to get it soft enough so that it can cream easily in the mixer. So if you want to use the microwave to do it in increments of say 30 seconds on power level 1 or maybe 2. What you want to avoid is turning this into some liquid. It just won't turn out as well. So let's start. I did already soften mine, so I'm going to add it to the mixer, and that's 1/2 cup of butter. And I've got 1.5 cups of peanut butter. All right, so we're going to raise this up. Now we want to make sure that this is combined really well together, so this is going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, so our mixture looks like it's nicely combined, and now I'm going to add the vanilla, which is 1 teaspoon. Pour that in. Mix it slowly, and then I'm going to start adding the powdered sugar, a spoonful at a time. Put a couple spoons in there and then we'll turn it on. And we'll just keep adding it until it's all in. Okay, so here's our dough after all of the powdered sugar has been added, and you can see it pulls away from the sides of the pan nicely and it's all incorporated very well. So with clean hands, grab some dough, and you want to make your balls about somewhere between 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch in diameter. So something like this. And it's best not to make them too big, because then you get a disproportionate amount of peanut butter with your chocolate. So I think it's better to keep them on the smaller side. Now we're going to start with a part where we're going to dip our peanut butter balls into the chocolate. So I've got my flame on, and I'm trying to get my water boiling here. And to our double boiler, I'm going to add my chips, the whole bag. And I'm going to add some shortening. And this will help keep the chocolate nice and thin enough so that we can coat our peanut butter balls. So we're going to get that to melt, and once it's melted, we'll be ready to start dipping. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to get the chocolate to melt completely. You can see you need to stir it up really good and really combine. I can feel some of the chocolate stuck down there, so we want to really get it all mixed in so it's nice and smooth. We're almost there, we're almost ready. You can see the shortening made this a little smoother or a little thinner so that we can dip our peanut butter balls in there, and that's what we want to do. Okay, I think we're about ready to start dipping. So now we're going to just pick up a peanut butter ball and set it into your chocolate. Grab a couple of toothpicks and rotate the ball around like this so you can make sure that it's completely covered. When it's completely covered, then poke your toothpicks in on each side, lift it up and bring it over to your tray. And gently take out your toothpicks. Now sometimes you'll see a hole like that. You can go back to your chocolate, grab a little more chocolate, and just kind of roll over it if you want to cover that up. I haven't finished making all of the peanut butter balls yet, but once this tray is filled up, What you're going to want to do is either put them in the refrigerator, or I will sometimes even stick them in my garage if it's cold enough. I want to chill them down, and then I can move them to other containers, and they'll keep great in the freezer or the refrigerator for several weeks. So that's our next move, and then after that, this is what we end up with, and you can actually pick them up. Your hands don't stick to them. So we do need to chill them down first. I hope you'll try this recipe. It's been a tradition in my house. Every Christmas I make this, and I hope that you'll try it and make it a tradition in your house too. I'm going to give this a little taste. It's very nice and creamy, melts in your mouth. You're going to love it. Be sure and visit my website at cookingmexicanrecipes.com and subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss any of the new recipes that I'm coming out with. All right, thanks for stopping by. See you next time.